Like, I'm so sad right now because I just came to like a realization these past few days have been so hard for me. Cause like, you know how men say that women have toxic feminism, and like you'll get to a certain age and like no one will want to marry you and no one will love you. Like, I feel like I've gotten to that point, guys. Like, I was so hung on to this feminism thing and I missed out on marriage and on children. And now like I'm at a point in my life where like I'm so bitter. I'm so jealous of people who have marriages because they are so happy and the husbands don't even cheat on them. And like, men are just the best. You know, like right now is when I'm realizing like I can't do without them. And right now I'm like, I don't care like if you are rich or poor, tall, dark, handsome, ugly, I don't care, by the way. As long as you're a man and you're breathing, like, that's the only qualification I need, because I'm just so desperate for a husband. Like, there's a lot of pressure around me, so if you can DM me and propose, I'm sure I'll behave and I'll marry you immediately. I'll wash your clothes, I'll cook for you, I'll have your children, and I'll be obedient and a submissive wife, because that is what you guys want. I'm no longer a feminist, guys. I'm sorry.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. This is Eddie, the African Red Pill. In today's video, what are we talking about? We're talking about this lady who was crying because she can't get a man. Now she wants to marry anything that moves as long as it's a man. So the first time I watched this video, I had mixed reactions. I was laughing and then I felt sad for her. And then again, if you come to think about it, I was like, is it worth it to feel sad for her? But as a human being who's got empathy for others, I felt sad for her. So what this video simply is saying is actions have got consequences. So the consequences from her actions are, now that she's hit the wall, she can't get a man. She might have realized that she needs a man, but I think it's too late for her. I say it's too late for her because we can imagine, I'm sure when this lady was young, when she was in her youth, maybe when she was between 18 and 24, or maybe let me just say between 18 and 29, I'm sure she was very beautiful and she could attract any man out there, and she exercised all her options, but that led to consequences. When she reached 30 or her 30s, her market value declined. Now she couldn't pull those men she could pull anymore. By the time she wanted to settle down, it was too late. Of which she tried and tried, but still can't find a guy like she used to when she was younger. And the crying now, of which I think maybe it's crocodile tears, because usually women are known to be very good when it comes to crocodile tears. Or maybe it's not crocodile tears, she really regrets her actions. But it's too late. So now that it's too late, she should be used as an example to other fellow young women. Young lady, utilize the time when you're at your prime. When you're at your prime, if you want to get married someday, that's the time for you to utilize it. Find the best guy you can, lock him down, and then maybe, if you are, as a lady should be, he'll give you a ring. He gives you a ring, you end up being in a marriage, a happy marriage. Of course, there's no such thing as a fairy tale happy marriage. Of course, marriage comes with its own problems. That's why you have to be strong to be married, and you have to be mature to be married. So I feel for this lady. Hope she's one of those exceptions who gets to find the right guy even if they've exhausted their potential, they've exhausted their peak years, they've exhausted their prime. Hope she gets to be one of those few exceptions. But in the meantime, she should be used as a case study for what a young woman shouldn't be. Life is very good when you're at the top. And as a young lady, between 18 and 24, every guy wants to take you out, every guy wants to F you, Every guy wants to spoil you, but all that comes to an end. Everything that goes up must come down. That's just the way nature is. It's a balance. It's a balance. For men, when they're younger, they go through all types of rejection. When they get older, they get to have as many options as a lady who's younger is having. A lady who's between 18 and 25 or 18 and 24 has got all the options. Like she's got a whole bunch of guys to pick from. A guy who's between 18 and 25 or 18 and 29 is invisible to most ladies. It's very hard for that guy to get a woman. But once he reaches 30 and above, roles changes, tables changes. He's the one who gets to have the options. Once that lady hits 30, the options dwindles down. Just like this lady who was crying about wanting to marry anything that's got a dick. So yeah, I feel for her, but even if you get to reform, or for those people who go to church, who are religious, who are Christians, Muslims or whatever, if you're a sinner, you've got an option to repent and you'll be forgiven. But just because you're forgiven doesn't mean that what you did gets to be rubbed off. Actions always need to be paid. Yeah, so that's just how it is. Yeah, so check out this video where another woman who's an alpha female or whatever these modern women like labeling themselves is also struggling despite being a successful lady. Her career is at the top, but she's crying because she can't get a man. Check it out. Young ladies, you need to learn from this.
35, never been married, no kids, and I'm waiting on my person. I've never online dated, hinged, Tindered, bumbled, mingled, and don't plan to because I just don't have the time. I will tell you, I have high expectations for myself, and I will have them for that man that comes alongside me and wants to run this life race. Admittedly, I am quite independent and an alpha female, but not like the ball-breaking, domineering type. I'm a woman of service, I love people, and I get spread quite thin and go all kinds of directions in my city. But I just need that man who can literally just be there right alongside me. So Steve, do you think my independent alpha female mentality comes off too strong?
Well, let me ask you a couple questions. Have you been in long-term relationships?
I have. I've been in 3,
And
all less than about a year and a half, and I
Okay.
call it off actually a wedding as well.
And the guys were...
Incredible, just not the ones I want to spend my life with, like life responsibility issues.
You, an alpha woman, extremely independent, but you want a man that's more alpha male than you are, and you want to know if he's out there.
Well, yeah, like the faith-filled, you know, I need like a Scottie Pippen to my MJ. Like, I'm MJ, you know, like Michael Jordan, and I need that Scottie
nobody
Pippen that's
finna
going
do
to toss
that.
me the ball.
Wait.
Like, come alongside me.
No. Ain't nobody finna do that.
Like a teammate.
No, ain't no man finna do that. You, Michael Jordan, I'm finna be your Scott.
Yeah.
What strong, independent, more alpha male you done met that's finna be the Scotty and let you be the Michael Jordan?
Well, I mean, I can be the Scotty, the Rodman, but I mean, is the Michael Jordan out there? That's
Yeah,
then the
they
question.
out there.
You think so?
But let me say this though. I don't think the problem is you've had 3 long-term relationships from 3 great guys. Most people can't say that.
Right.
I think it's you.
Okay. So I like what you said. Everything that I
No, tell me.
Um,
No. Now I don't want to hear what you are.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what you want in a man.
all right. Faith-filled, God first,
Okay.
smart and witty, so can hold a good conversation.
Okay.
Adventurous, likes to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Family first, is secure with himself, doesn't have to have a lot of money, just secure and willing to support their teammate. That's truly what have I missed anything, Mom?
Yeah.
Oh, about 20 things.
Yeah. You've missed I still haven't heard the type of man you want.
Oh, you want even the physical characteristics?
No, I want the type of man you want. A male type is you want a man who is this way, does this, feels this, thinks that. That's a type. Maybe we're having trouble with finding it because you don't know exactly what it is. And you want to live out your dream.
And I did. So now I'm 35.
But see, you can't drag
Single.
everybody with you on your dream
Sure.
that don't want to go. So if I want to help you, lady, because you seem like you really want this answer, if I just knew what you wanted, if you knew what you wanted, you feel me?
Yeah, I do. I'm crying because I got it. Connected. I get it.
The chances of this lady finding the type of guy she wants are equal to none. Because check out the things she described about herself. All those things she described about herself are the things she wants in a man. So what I'm saying here is, after going through all that life, going to school, career, whatever, she became masculine, she became an alpha female. Do you know what she ended up becoming? She ended up becoming the type of man she wants. So, the type of man she wants doesn't want the type of woman she is. The type of man she wants a feminine woman. The type of man she wants doesn't want an alpha female. Because any heterosexual guy doesn't want to be with another guy. So if you're dating a woman who's masculine, it feels like you're dating another man. So, this lady, it's probably too late. The fact that she's 35, the chances of her changing and being a submissive woman are very low. So in short, she's gonna have to accept that she'll die alone. The best thing for her to do is to get a dog and die alone. Here is another example of a type of woman you don't want to become. Learn from these types of women. Of course, as a woman, having a great career is great. It's a best thing. But if you want to find the type of guy you want and then you want to use your career as the things you want to use to lure the type of guy you want, that's not how it works. The guy is only attracted in your looks and how you are. Your looks. Are you submissive? Are you feminine? And you're not combative. Then you get the type of guy you want. So check out, this is the type of lady you don't want to be. Learn from this.
Hey, Steve. I'm 35 and I'm single by choice. I'm a lawyer and I've dealt with a lot of family law cases, and I see how when a relationship goes wrong, it affects the children. Now, I've thought a lot about this, and I'm ready to have a child, but I don't necessarily want to be married. And I know that I'm financially capable of taking care of a child on my own. My question is, would it be selfish of me to enter into an agreement with the guy just for his sperm and I maintain legal rights to the child?
So you went to law school to figure that out? The hell? Okay, just here's the deal. Whether you have a boy or a girl, it's important. Now, you can live without a mother, you can live without a father. I'm doing it now. Both my parents have passed, but I had them for 40 years. Right. If it wasn't for them, I'm not here today. Now, look, being a single mother is hard. It's challenging, man. Now, if you want to enter into agreement, you can do it, but let's think about the child for 1 second. Right. The child is gonna have to answer some questions. Where your daddy? At the PTA meeting, where your daddy? At the father-daughter dance, where your daddy? At the Cub Scout and Boy Scout meeting, where your father? I just, if you want to do that to the child, are you an only child?
No, I have 2 other siblings.
Okay, did you have both parents?
Yes, I did.
Worked out great? Yeah. I'm assuming it did. You're a lawyer.
I love my parents.
Yeah, you did real good. Mm-hmm. So you have to think about that for the child.
Right.
Just because you're a lawyer and you've seen a lot of things that happen when families break up and what happens to the child, doesn't mean that yours is gonna break up.
Right. Yeah.
So I wouldn't make a decision based on fear. You know what I mean? But let me ask you this question. Now, this is personal, has nothing to do with the baby.
Okay.
Have you ever wanted to be in a great relationship?
Of course, yes, sir.
Yeah, so why don't you go do that? You're an attractive woman, you got your stuff together.
Thank
You know, you could probably do that. Now, if you don't do that anytime soon and you want to have the baby now, then you got to make some type of arrangement like you're talking about.
Right.
But I would have a sperm donor that wanted to be active in the baby's life.
The greatest weapon you can ever have as a woman is being feminine. If you're feminine, then you're winning. If you check out even in history, most ladies had a lot of power because they could control the king, they could control those great leaders. Do you know how they could control those types of leaders, those types of great men? They used to control them using feminine energy. Feminine energy, if you master it, you can manipulate a man, you can manipulate people. Being an alpha female or being masculine only makes a guy to see you like a fellow guy, meaning you can't manipulate the guy. So his defense mode will be higher. Yeah, check out the type of advice which is coming from a fellow woman who's telling you how not to be a feminist, how not to be this type of combative woman we're talking about. Yeah, maybe if you hear it from a fellow woman, you get to instill it. And likewise, maybe you're receiving it with a brush, whatever, from me.
Say this with my chest, there are far more women struggling to find love in relationships than men. Yes, I agree, bad men exist, but these men are created, not born. And I'll tell you what's causing this: toxic feminism. What feminism does is simultaneously teach women to detest masculine traits in men, but cultivate them in themselves. So for instance, a man that cheats is trash, but a woman who cheats is a bad bitch. Or a man that sexualizes women is misogynistic, but a woman should sell her nudes online and she's a bad bitch. But the biggest problem with feminism is that it makes women reject their feminine traits. So they no longer want to be loyal or nurturing. As a result, we're breeding a generation of men who no longer aspire to provide, protect, and most importantly, respect women because they can access them and replace them. So yes, men are struggling to find love, but it might be because this generation of women is not what they want.
Toxic feminists like labeling men who are masculine by calling them that they've got toxic masculinity. But this lady summed it up. I hope this video taught you a little bit of something, more especially to you young ladies. Even older women, you might be an exception. Just because the time has passed doesn't mean that you can't make changes about it. The fact that they are rare or there are few feminine women means that maybe you might just hit a jackpot if you got those attributes that masculine men want. So what does Jordan Peterson have to say about all this thing we're talking about? Yeah, so if you've been saying that you want to be single, you don't want to have kids, you don't want to get married, the thing is, women operate on emotions. How you're feeling today is not how you might be feeling tomorrow. So Jordan Peterson sums it up here. Check it out.
Most young women are taught badly that the most important thing that they'll do in their life is their career, and that's simply not true. It's not true for most people, and it's certainly not true for most women.
I certainly wasn't taught that myself. I feel like I'm doing quite well in my career, but I still have pressures. People who are saying, you know, when are you actually going to succeed properly by having a baby?
Yeah.
I kind of find that slightly offensive. I'm 38.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've got through my early 30s without almost luckily, when I look at what my friends have to deal with their children. I almost feel a little bit blessed. What do you say to that?
Well, I would say that it starts to get pretty lonesome in life after 45 if you don't have a family. you know, and so it's easy to consider the utility of an intense career, and like you have a very high quality career too, you know, that's something that marks you out from maybe from, let's say, more typical people, and perhaps that's worth more of a sacrifice. But you know, you're going to live till you're 90 in all likelihood, and it's not easy to consider your life across its entire span. And there's something to be said for developing a very close-knit, intimate community around you if you can manage it. You have children, and then you have grandchildren, and that, to me, what I've experienced in my life, although I've had a very productive career and a very interesting career, it's definitely been the case for me that my family has been more and more important to me as I've got older, and I don't think that that's a uncommon experience.
So, hope you learned something from me. This is where I'm gonna end my video. Hit like, comment about this topic, and subscribe. You know, my YouTube usually likes censoring these types of videos. They are not posting their algorithm, so not a lot of people get to see these videos. The only way they can be viewed is if you comment or like. It pushes it in the algorithm. So I hope you can help me grow the channel by doing just that. Hit like, comment, subscribe. Help to push these videos in the algorithm so that they get to be exposed and my channel gets to grow. Yeah. Till next time. Peace.